All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 9 of our Journeyman series here on the channel. Insofar, if you did not catch that last episode, I highly recommend you do. It had a whirlwind of football games, some amazing victories, and two losses that can only be described as fumbling in the worst times. Today, we are going to finish our third season at Kent State. And depending on how we do, we could win the whole division. We could not meet our athletic director's goal for the second year in a row and be at risk of fired, which wouldn't be great. Here is how the schedule stands at the moment. We got off to a pretty good start, 4-1, and then we just lost all three of our last games, including an overtime loss to Army, where I don't think it shows up as an impact play. It does. We missed a 31-yard field goal with 12 seconds left, and then overtime they scored a touchdown. We didn't. And then finally against Ohio, we went for the 2-point conversion to win the game in regulation and failed to get it. So those are two losses that, if two little things go our way, we're sitting with a 6-2 record with sole possession of the division, and happy days would be here on out. Actually, though, I believe since Bowling Green beat us, they'd have the tiebreaker. But either way, near top of the division. Instead, we sit at 4-4, still with a genuine chance of winning the division. And one of the reasons that is we still play Akron, who's near at the top. And we have a pretty winnable schedule in regards to the teams we're facing. Memphis is having a down year. Northern Illinois is a 500 team. Buffalo's having their worst year yet. So we have a genuine chance to go 4-0. The issue, sort of backdropping all of this, is obviously our starting QB Jacob Hurst got injured in week 4, and he's still going to be out until the Buffalo game. So Landon Heath is still going to be our starting quarterback. Realistically, there's no reason to give the ball to Seth Vogel because Vogel is just worse in every single way. However, if Landon Heath does struggle against Memphis, I might give Vogel the ball against Northern Illinois and just see how that goes. But that is what it is. I did a little bit of recruiting stuff off stream. I will get to that after this Memphis game. Where I don't think we'll get fired. The only way we get fired is if we go 1-3 to finish. I don't think we'll go 1-3. Um, Winning the division, I mean, we're in an outside shot, but we have a shot. I mean, we're 4-2 in conference, same as Ohio, same as Akron. So we just need Bowling Green to lose a couple games, and we have a chance. Donor goal check-in. We have succeeded the diamond donor goal of forcing 2 fumbles. We forced 4. We failed the gold donor goal because Toledo shut our offense down, at least our passing offense, and we're 7 pancakes away from getting the bronze donor. So I assume we'll get that one. And if we beat Akron week 12, that's $5.25 million to our school, which, if you recall the finance breakdown from, I believe, 2 streams ago, we need that money bad. So we're just going to hop right into Memphis. So far, they're one of the best teams in the country in passing the ball, and they are literally the second worst team in the country at running the ball. There's 136 teams in this database. They're 135. So we're going to work on stopping their run, and we're going to work on our passing game. As long as Landon Heath is the starter, that needs to be our focus. So we are favored by 9 points. That is how bad Memphis has been this season. Their only wins are against Army and Tulsa. They have lost every other game they've played. Though two, kind of in their defense, they played a pretty good Rice team, Tulane team recently, but it's not been good for them this season after they went 10-3 last year. So we have one recruit visiting Davis Bats, who we're going to get regardless, just a depth linebacker with okay potential. Last year, we played Memphis. This is part of a home and home uh, deal, and they beat us 31-13. Um, I think the game was kind of close, but the issue we just ran into was A, we averaged 4 yards a pass, and B, we went 2 of 11 on third down with 4 turnovers. So, going to be hard to win a game like that. But we're going to play this one out and hope for the best. Bad sign. Tails has already failed us, but Memphis elects to receive. No harm done there. That said, they did pretty well. One thing I forgot to look, can their quarterback run? Not really. They're starting a redshirt freshman this year who's already thrown 18 interceptions in 8 games. So if we fail to get an interception today, just embarrassing, really. All right, and they punt it away. Good job by our defense. We're turning on chew clock immediately, as is our want. Send the posts. 27-yard pass. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the running back draw even worked. We're winning this game by 90. You know it's going to be good when the draws work. All right. I think another really good point in this game is since Memphis is so bad running the ball, the issue we've run into in previous games regarding times of possession, especially against like Army, was when they just ran the ball, ran the ball, ran the ball. But if Memphis just doesn't, we're going to have a real edge in time of possession. 3rd and goal at the 4. I am going to run it and assume I get like 2-3 yards and then go for it on 4th down. Or Isaiah Sims will just score a touchdown here because they decide to not send one of the defensive ends. No argument here. We're up 7-0. The blitz there, an inspired choice. 3rd and 6. I'm going to go zone. And they make the 37-yard field goal. Imagine having a kicker that can make field goals. That must be nice. The meh. It works. Look at Vincent Clay getting involved a bunch, which is good because his stats this season haven't been great. 3rd and 6. Where's my inside cross? Didn't work. We'll take the field goal. 3rd and 4. I'm going to blitz one singular linebacker. No, they passed over where I blitzed the linebacker from. That's unfortunate. A play action bubble screen on 2nd and 12. Chip Kelly is their offensive coordinator. 3rd and 3, I'm blitzing. I'm sending the house. Good call. Sawyer Gates gets the sack. And Memphis punts, and we have the ball with the worst field position ever. It's fine. It's not fine. We get 3 yards and after point. Who knew? Who knew? Incomplete again as their tight end drops the pass. All right. Our offense has started to cool, but we convert the 3rd and 6. Vincent Clay, have a day, son. 4-67 already. Play action. It works. I'm keeping chew clock on even though the clock is starting to run down a little bit. There we go. I will use one timeout here and switch to up tempo. There we go. Kendall John with the touchdown off the slant. Extra point is good, and I've left them with 19 seconds for which they can do nothing. All right, and we get the ball to start the second half. So I think if we score a touchdown here, the way our defense is playing, that should be all she wrote. Instead, we go 3 and out. Well, that's not exactly how that was intended to go. However, we get our pick. Landon Goodwin picks off Gavin Burnett, and we have the ball back. Why would you know what? I'll do 4 verts just for you, AI. It worked. Got 36 yards. Maybe the AI knows what it's talking about with regards to the suggested plays. All right. So I'll kick another field goal. Usually, I would be hesitant to kick, this many field goals, but at this point with Memphis, I think we're just trying to get the points that we can. The engage 8 kind of worked there. Why would you go for a field goal here? It's a 46-yarder, which isn't a gimme, and if you make it, you're down 14 instead of 17. I mean, he made it to his credit, but why? Might I ask? Why? We're going to run some option now. We're going to get bold. Landon Heath went backwards. That's what I get for running the option. And then 0 yards. I feel like I robbed that drive of any momentum, but it's fine. See, our defense gets a 3-and-out. No harm done. Fourth quarter has begun. They almost stopped us there. All right. Our offense is starting to lose a bit of its steam. We have to punt again. All right, Memphis is at the 2. They're not going away quietly, which I respect, and it's now a 7-point game. Suddenly, it is time to get serious. 3rd and 3, I am going to pass. Okay. Normally, I'd run it on 3rd and 3, but going for it on 4th down there would have been an insane risk given where the ball was. 3rd and 6. And Heath is picked by Dylan McKee. Okay. All right. 3rd and 17. 4th and 17, they punt. Okay. All right, we get bailed out there. We just need to run the ball out. Oh, Sims went backwards. I'm running the ball again. I understand that's the opposite of why I said I didn't run it earlier, but that's my move. 3rd and 2, I'm running it. And Sims goes backwards. Isaiah Fry gets in. Memphis calls timeout. Okay. Well, they're down to, good news is they're down to 1 timeout. Bad news is they have decent field position. All right, they're already out of timeouts, but they're moving. They're driving. All right, 3rd and 18, incomplete. There we go. Gavin Burnett pass, incomplete. Turnover on downs. I'm just going to run the ball a couple more times. There we go. Well, yeah. I mean, it shouldn't have been that close. Our offense completely stalled in the second half. I don't even think we scored. No, we scored a field goal in the 3rd quarter, and that was it. I mean, credit to our defense. I think they got gouged on the run a little bit, which was not to be expected. Man, 3rd down, I think we did okay. The interception obviously hurts, but that is what it is. Heath 15 and 27, 222, 1 touchdown, 1 yard or 1 pick. Suarez didn't do good. Sims about the same, but he got the touchdown at the goal line. Pretty good day for our wide receiving core. Uriel Celestine is still gonna want to transfer. That's fine. They didn't get any sacks, which that's big. Our offensive line has not been great this season. That's really good. 4 sacks by our defense. Kearns was perfect. All right. I mean, a win is a win. It got a bit shaky there at the end. It got a bit shaky. But a win is a win. And no new injuries. And Avery Brookings is back. Now, granted, I really just like didn't move him in the depth chart, but he's down to full. Landon, I don't know what to do with you, dude. Like, what do you want from me? How's Rodney Chain doing in coverage? 58%. How's Landon? 70%. Okay, Landon, you can just stay where you are, buddy. Although, I'll flip him for like 2 games. Sorry, Brody, this is unfair to you. All right, we win. Ah, Boiling Green won. I can't remember what Akron's record. Yeah, Akron won, but that was out of conference. Okay. Not great results from the teams above us. Who's Bowling Green still got? They're going to destroy Eastern Michigan. All right, we need Ohio and Akron to beat Bowling Green then for us to have any chance of taking that. All right, recruiting. We have 3 guys commit. Paul Gregory and Davis Bats are obviously coming here. Jamarian Larkin comes here, and that's big. That's really big. We didn't offer him any money. Virginia did. He is going to play next year without question. Um, I need his run blocking to get a bit of a boost. His strength is already okay compared to my other O linemen. That's, it's a 3-star JUCO guy, which usually isn't anything to get excited about, but trust me, he'll play. All right, points ahead, where are we at? So I added a couple players to the target list here, and I can schedule a few of them. Do I want to? Scott Wilson's one I found. He's just your classic, D tackle with okay block shed. Not very strong. He's got B potential though, so I figure why not. He can come to the Akron game. Amir Day, you could also come to the Akron game. Amir Day, I don't think is going to be very good. His pass block is already a 74, which is realistically the only reason he's here, but his run block is a 51. So if he ever has to play, we're kind of in trouble. East Carolina, I mean, they offered money to Powell, but I'm not that concerned, all things considered. See, I feel like I could get you here, Coates. Michigan State's visit, it didn't go great. They lost to Marshall. I think we can get him. And what's going to annoy me is it's close enough to where Penn State could just snipe him at the death, which is what's very, very annoying to me. But he visits this week, so if we have any chance to get ahead of Penn State, it is now. I kind of want to just bail on Corey Moore, but the issue is he's good. That's the issue I'm running into. He does care about money. I'm gonna write him a check for an additional $200,000, and see see if he likes it. You never know. You never know. Actually, I lied. Moore, you can just get a good pitch. McGill gets the ace. As is my want. All right, so right now, let's just assume everyone we're ahead on commits to us. That's 11, makes 16 commits, which is a pretty smaller class. But for whatever reason this year, just not that many prospects were interested in us. And I don't love the idea of going for 1-stars, but just for the heck of it, let's kick the tire on a couple potentials of some 1-stars. 78 arm strength already is insane. Nah. All right. That's recruiting done and dusted. All right, so we're going up against Northern Illinois. who are 3-6, and one of their wins is against an FCS school. Haven't done anything too crazy this year. Wow. That's a lot of orange, guys. They're one of the worst teams in the country in opposing rush yards per game, so that's going to be on my plan today. They're really good at stopping the pass, which is fine because we're not very good at it anyway. So we're going to work today on running the ball and stopping their passing game. And this is just going to be a game where Heath might throw the ball 15 times. That's just where we're at. One thing I did forget to look. Can your quarterback, Mr. Jalen Jameson, run? No, he cannot. It's been decided. All right. So we have a decent amount of recruits visiting. We have 15 visiting today. Really, the only two that are still in contention are Joel Joseph and Yahir Coates. I think if we can get Yahir Coates, our running back room is going to be so much better next year. And so far in the first season, or no, last year, Northern Illinois beat us by 10. Yeah, this was the game where we just got off to such a slow start. Couldn't get back. All right, here we go. I think if we have any chance at actually winning the division, we need to win this game and just hope that Boiling Green loses one of its next two games. If that happens, we have a shot. Will it happen? Probably not, but you never know. We have an inside chance here. The cornerback blitz, it didn't work. When does it ever, I ask you? 3rd and 7, I'm just going too high safety. And we get a sack. Sawyer Gates sacks him out of field goal range. Thank you, sir. That'll do. 2nd and 2. Let it fly with the posts. Didn't work. Play action. Okay. The pass game needs to chill. 29-yard pass on 3rd and 11, though. That'll do. The run game failed us there. We're going to kick the field goal. And we're up by 3. Nice. Caden Davis this time getting the sack. And they did an RPO on 3rd and 8. Part of me respects it. It's not a big part of me. Part of me respects it. I'm going to run it on 3rd and 4. My argument being if I get like 2 yards, I'm going to go for it anyway. I got 3. Cool. And Sims gets 11 yards on 4th down. And now we just run the ball a little bit. Isaiah Sims gets in the end zone, and we're up by 10. Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately for us, but unfortunately for them, if you struggle against the run, you're going to have a really hard time. Because I just run the ball so much proportionally. Jet sweep. I don't know what I expected the jet sweep to do there. Wasn't that. Toy, and Heath got sacked. All right. We burn him at the 7, which is pretty good. They convert on 3rd and 9. I think I probably should have gone to a too high safety look there, but I wanted the sack. Can you blame me? The corner blitz once again has failed us. Sawyer Gates, bring us back. They convert on 3rd and 5, and their receiver fumbles. Brody Cheney forces after I demote him in the depth chart. And Clarence Tanaka scoops it and takes it 65 yards. And on the very next play, touchdown pass to Ty Bunch. That went from potentially being a 1-score game to now we're up 17-0. Okay. What's especially annoying about us winning these games is had our kicker made essentially an extra point length field goal and we converted a 2-point conversion, like there's a chance we're ranked right now. No, there's not a chance we're ranked. We haven't beaten anyone where it was ranked. And they convert on 3rd and 5, right? 59 seconds. I mean, who started with the ball? They did, right? They did. Um, I mean, let's try to maybe get into field goal range, but I'm not that optimistic. Yeah, 3rd and 8. They call a timeout. Joke's on you. We're going to convert. Never mind. All right. Wow. All right. They got a field goal out of it. Well, suddenly, what was a 17-0 drumming has become a one possession game. In hindsight being 2020, you obviously just run the ball out, but I wanted something there. We convert on 3rd and 11, which is huge. Don't convert on 3rd and 9, though, so field goal it is. Corey Crump with the sack, and they run it. Guys, please. Nickel blitz. Didn't work. Man, they converted like 3 3rd downs that drive, and they get in the end zone. Okay. Nope, forwards was not the button I meant to click. All right, we convert on 3rd and 9. Now we just need to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. What part of run the ball did you not understand, game? I'm busting out the option. There we go. Suarez gets us 18. Pretty good. Tanner Fleming, 11-yard touchdown run. He missed the extra point. I have never had a kicker this inaccurate. How many hours do I have in this game? Let's just take a gander over to the Steam page. 170 hours in this game. I have never had a kicker this inaccurate. It's actually insane. The Engage 8 did not work. By the by. For anyone keeping track at home, it did not work. The corner blitz worked, though. That's something. Hey, it's their turn to miss a kick. They missed the field goal. And with that, I think if we score again, the game is ours. We're just going to burn some clock now. The zone is apparently nerfed. How dare you? Hey, we convert on 3rd and 9. Thank you. Thank you. Hannah Fleming gets 15. They have to burn their timeouts. If you think I'm not going to keep running it, you must have me confused with somebody else. It's going to hurt my 3rd down percentage. I don't care. Never mind. Isaiah Sims got me in zone. All right. Well, we win 33-17. It was a closer game, I think, than the final score will show. They only had 8 3rd downs the whole game, which is kind of annoying for me. But yeah, I think it got a little shaky there, and then we just did our job. I said Heath would throw about 15 passes. He threw 17. 12-17, 152 yards and a touchdown. An okay game, I think, by his standards. Sims got 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. Suarez did okay. Fleming had his best game, 9 carries, 63 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, not a huge passing day. Defense got 4 sacks and obviously the big forced fumble. Kearns missed an extra point, which I believe brings his career missed extra points into the double digits, which is a wild statement to make there. But that is what it is. And most importantly, oh boy, we beat Northern Illinois. That gives us 6 wins on the season, which means we have satisfied our athletic director's goal. That should guarantee we don't get fired. Because had we failed to meet his goal, that's the second fail, which I believe drops 20 coach opinion. That could have been painful. We also got our goal of 70 pancakes, so that's 1.5 million in the bank. So if we want to, we can stay at Kent State another year. We'll see. However, I saw two major injuries here: Terry and Barber. Um, I could rip the red shirt off of Skylar Kyle and put him in instead of O'Neal. I shall do so. Let's remove the red shirt from Kyle because he's not going to play 4 games anyway, because presumably we're going to get a bowl game. So we beat Akron, Buffalo, bowl games 3. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then Terry got injured, which really hurts our linebacker room because he was obviously our number one linebacker. Um, Barton, Frazier, or Merrill, whomst among you? I mean, it has to be Tomas. I think I'm losing the coverage and the IQ ability that Barton has, but Frazier is a much better tackler, better pursuit, and 22 better block shed. So I think that's the right call there. Um, we get Hurst back next week, which is huge. But I see we have a whirlwind of commits. Though 2 of them were already off my board, it's fine. Okay. So we get Kyle Strickland and Vincent Gibson. We also get Brian Setsu, who is the quarterback that I decided to target. I think the glaring issue um, is his arm strength and accuracy are both kind of low. And what I've seen so far in the sim is usually you're going to get one of these 3 that's going to get a big boost, one that will get like 2 points, and another will get 0. So I think there's a genuine outcome where his IQ explodes, his accuracy goes up by a couple, and his arm strength doesn't move. I think if that's what happens in his first couple development hits, he's not really going to see the field that much. If we get a little bit more spread out, I mean, he could play in a couple years because our QB situation after next season is completely up in the air. So, yeah, then the other 2, Foley and Garland. Garland did go to Michigan. I'm so annoyed that Michigan was in on him. Like, just let me have the bad local guys, huh? Let me have that. All right, so points ahead. We're currently ahead on 8 players. I didn't check the recruiting results here. So, oh no, Penn State. No, they did their ace pitch. That's annoying. All right. I don't think we're going to get Joel Joseph either because Western Michigan has Central Michigan. Please beat them. Man, we're further behind. We're further behind you here, Coates, than I thought we'd be. But they gave their ace pitch. They did target player last week. This week they do ace. That's annoying. I mean, if we don't get you here, Coates, it's not the end of the world because we're going to get Casey McGill, who, in all honesty, is on the same sort of level. You could argue he's better. My issue with McGill is just he has 72 speed. We're going to get Jonathan Powell, who he's going to redshirt, so that's, he's not in this equation. Spencer Bryan is probably going to be our 4th running back next season. He's not terrible. His ball carrier vision is 65. That's grim. But not getting Coates does kind of hurt. Yeah, I mean it's looking like we're not going to get any of these 4, which really hurts. Mainly, I mean, Joel Joseph would have been fine. Benton, I really want Benton. It just sucks he doesn't care about money. Like I could offer him $1 million, it'll only get me what is essentially a defense, a great DC pitch. So I think if that's the case, I'm gonna essentially bail on trying to get Coates in more. I'll just give them good pitches and maybe not even that. I'll just give them okay pitches. Well, I think Coates it's worth it to stay in on. I'll do great for more, and I'll offer him an additional 200,000. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then ace pitch for Joseph, great pitch for Fraley, and then we just go up and around. But it's looking like we're gonna get everyone that we're ahead on. The pit. Is there any pitch that's higher than 370? No, not really. Ace is 371. So help me if Georgia State beats Marshall this week and they get like a bajillion points and take me out. I don't think they will, but that would be funny, to be fair. Okay, so in terms of winning the division, unfortunately, both Bowling Green and Akron won, which means we need to win our two remaining games. That'll automatically flip us ahead of Akron because we'll beat them. And we need Bowling Green. Eastern Michigan played them so close. Yeah, I think we need them to go 0-2 because they'd finish with a 7-2 division record. We'd finish with 7-2, but they have the tiebreaker over us because they beat us. That's annoying. All right, Akron. Hello, my friends. Oh, they have a good offense. Holy. They are seventh in the country in points per game. They are fourth in the country in third down conversion rate. That is not good. Hashtag analysis. Defensively, they're fine. Yeah, they don't have any glaring weaknesses. They don't turn the ball. They don't cause turnovers, but who does? Okay. Who is your quarterback, Akron? Tyson Artis. Yeah, he was their guy last year. He's had a much better season this year, and he started a run. All right. Yep. I mean, you could make an argument this will be our toughest game of the season. And it is unfortunate that I'm going into it with my backup QB still. Oh, boy. All right, Akron's favored by 1.5. And keep in mind, we're at home. So on a neutral, it'd be a lot more. I have 5 players visiting. The only one that's kind of close is Skylar Casey, but Toledo's already had their visit. Akron is interested. So if we lose to Akron here, we lose, I think it's 200 points in the visit because we lost against an interested team. So, hopefully that doesn't go backwards on us. And so far in the sim, we've beat Akron twice by 20 the first time and 7 last year. But this year, they're doing much better than they have in years previous. So we'll see how it goes. Akron calls heads, and it is tails. We will defer, as is our one. And as we always do, send the house. Hey, they went backwards. I am a genius. And they converted on 3rd and 12. It's their third down conversion rate has already begun. Wow. All right. Hey, Gavin Graham picks off Tyson Artis at the goal line. That'll do. That will do. Some would say I should break my rule of throwing posts in my first drive. I disagree. Send it. Didn't work. All right, we bunt. They have the ball in really good field position, which is a shame. 3rd and 6, though. Then they convert it. Oh boy. This This might be a long day. If they don't convert that once, they settle for a field goal. Not too shabby. Thirds. Oh boy. This is shaping up to be a long day. 3rd and 3, I'm blitzing. They passed it. All right. Good stop on 1st down. I am not doing cover 4 quarters in the red zone. You know what? Maybe I should have. Oh boy. All right. We're down 10-0 early, and our offense is just completely stopped. 4th and 1 at the 34. Only a madman would go for it. We get it. 3 yards. Thank you, Isaiah. Oh boy. There we go. Ty Bunch, 24-yard pass. And he got sacked and an incompletion. Well, that killed that momentum, but Gavin Graham sacks Tyson Artis, forces the fumble, and Caden Davis takes it 20 yards for a touchdown. We're on the board. Aha! They don't convert it on 3rd down this time. All right, we need to capitalize because they're converting almost every 3rd down right now. And, we're driving. We're moving. We're shaking. We're at the 9, at the 7, and Tanner Fleming with the touchdown run. We're in there. That was a crazy drive. 10 plays, 76 yards, just first down. All right, 3rd and 10. All right. I am learning from my lesson of last game, and I'm just running the ball out. Ooh, Akron calls a timeout. Okay, if you insist. All right, never mind. Got sacked. Let's just run it. Yep. I thought about trying something, and then it just didn't really work. Sims goes backwards. 4 verts. Send it. 55-yard pass to Vincent Clay. We're back in business. The slants works. We're at the 2. We're still at the 2. My God, we're still at the 2. I'm going for it. No dice. Sims only got a yard. My logic for going for it there is 4 versus 7 isn't a huge difference, but 7 versus 11, that's pretty big. And they get the ball at their own 1. So ideally, we can get a safety here. No dice, but they do punt. All right. We get the ball pretty good field position. A little annoyed we didn't get that touchdown on that drive. But that is what it is. Fleming, if you could not go backwards, I would greatly appreciate it. We'll punt. That was a terrible punt. All right. It's in the house. Hey, Clark Bacon with the tackle for a loss. Got to the fullback. They punt again. Good return from Crawford on that punt, too. Yeah, our run game is genuinely failing us a little bit. I say that. Yeah, Akron's run game has failed them. Let's get that. Let's get that understood. There we go. Suarez gets the 1st down. We're at the 2. We need to get in that end zone. Again? Man, their goal line defense is something else, man. 2 drives ago, we were 2nd goal to 2. 3 straight runs. We only get a yard total. This drive, 1st and goal to 2. -1 yard rush, incomplete pass, 1 yard run. Same thing. We're going for it. This time we get it. Isaiah Sims finds the end zone. Extra point is good. We're up by 11. And our defense forces a 3 and out. Okay. We have a chance to put this game away. We're going to drive down the field. We're going to go slow. You know, we're just gonna run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Never mind, we're gonna pass. Play action boot. Get him. Oh, Heath, buddy. Oh, buddy. And Heath is picked. And they are in long field goal range. All right, they got the first down. The cornerback blitz worked as Malachi Patton gets a tackle for a loss. And Preston Vaughn picks off Artis and returns it 63 yards. The turnovers are the story of the day. Now we need to capitalize. We failed to do so. I am not going to kick the 49 yarder. I'm going to go for it on 4th and 7, which sounds crazy. I don't think a punt, like if it's a touchback, they get only a handful of yards. And we convert on 4th and 7. I'm a madman. Now let's just run the ball, kill some clock. They burn a timeout, which is fine. Now I'll take the field goal. All right. They have 2 minutes, 2 timeouts to put up 14 points. My decision to blitz there was an inspired one, let me tell you. All right, 4th and 10. And Marlon Smith with the pick. We're going to run the ball to burn the last of their timeouts. I'm just going to keep running. And then I'm going to call a timeout. And then, to add insult to injury, kicked field goal. All right, we beat Akron 27-10. We were 2 of 12 on 3rd down. Oh, man, they were 4 of 12, though. And I think they converted 3 third downs on... What drive was it? I think their second drive? No. Am I going insane? No, is it? So they converted 2 third downs. Yeah, they got all their 3rd down conversions in their first 3 drives. Well, okay. I mean, we forced 4 turnovers, which for our defense is insane. Landon Heath didn't have a good day. 10 of 20, 171 yards, threw a pick. Not great. Muhammad Suarez did pretty well, got 100 yards. Sims got killed, but he got a touchdown. Fleming did okay, got a touchdown. Skylar Kyle, after tearing off his red shirt, he was targeted twice. No stats. So, fair enough. No sacks by our defense, but they make up for it with a forced fumble, 3 picks. Really, really good work from them, including taking one to the house. Carlos was perfect kicking-wise. However, only 38 average yards on the punts. I think that's because we tried to burn him a couple times, but still, we punted a lot. All right, we beat Akron, which means the division is close, within our grasp. Provided Bowling Green didn't win. We'll see. Oh, Muhammad Suarez is hurt. All right, I'll deal with that in a sec. Bowling Green, what'd they do? Duh. Man. Oh, they beat Ohio by 1. Oh, and they outscored Ohio 14-3 in the 4th quarter. You had one job, Ohio. All right, our only hope lies in Akron. If we win and Bowling Green lose, I think Bowling Green still takes it because they have the tiebreaker. But I genuinely don't know that for certain. We do get our big diamond donor goal. We beat Akron, $5.25 million. So that'll do. We have a lot of guys commit here. Yeah, we're gonna get all of them. All right, so Spencer Bryan. I like. He wants to be a star, which means I'm gonna have to play him in some capacity. I need his ball carrier vision to go up, though. But he'll probably be our third running back, maybe fourth, depending on how the transfer market goes. We get another quarterback prospect, Kevin Shepard. He's going to redshirt. He won't see the field, maybe ever. I need his IQ to go up. I need his accuracy to go up. He's here because he has A minus potential. If that potential drops, either after his first development or after his redshirt development, I'm just going to cut him. And then we do get Amir Day, who, again, I like his pass block. His strength needs a touch of work, but his run block's at 51. So that is what that is. That brings us down to to 10 recruits remaining, of which we're ahead of 5. So that's how that goes. You hear Coach might commit soon. I mean, Penn State keeps going ace. Realistically, I don't think we're going to catch them. So that is what it is. Looks like Western Michigan won their game. No, they lost, but they still got 345. So, yeah, I mean, like if I do that, that gets me 702 points. How much NAL money do I have left? 5.6 million. And presumably I'm getting some of that back if I don't get Coates. I'm getting even more back if I don't get more. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna lose out to Benton I need Bowling Green to lose this game, man. I need them to lose that game. I mean, Kennesaw State, to their credit, they're going hard for Curtis Farley. What if I offer him like $100,000 US? Let's see what happens. But I'm spending more money than I want to, but I'm gonna get some of it back when Coates goes elsewhere. So I'm not too upset about that. Georgia State had their visit with Brock David, and they got 140 points. All right, so Brock David's ours, which is good. So yeah, it looks like we're definitely going to get these 4. McGill is still a bit shaky. I hope Pitt doesn't offer him any more money, but we'll see. Okay, so first things first, Jacob Hurst has returned. He's upset about playing time. You've played 95%, whatever. Landon Heath, I think, didn't have a good a stretch as he did last season. I mean, really, he had, I would say, 2 good games and a couple iffy ones. I think he had a good game against Bowling Green. He did have the fumble, but that is what it is. He had a good game against Northern Illinois. Everything else is average, below average. Um, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna keep him. I might honestly cut him because we have Vogel behind him, Hurst for another year. Like, I don't know if there's a spot for Landon Heath on this team, but we'll see. Okay, so Muhammad, talk to me about this injury you got, buddy. 4-week injury, which is grim. Isaiah Sims is ahead of him. That's done. I mean, ball security is a 78, which is lower, but like, I don't think I want Tanner Fleming to get that many touches. So you're staying, buddy. I don't know why Hurst now wants to leave. I'm flipping these two. Like, why? You have 95% where it's going to. You know what? We're going to see what happens. We're just going to see what happens. All right. So we finished the season as we always do against Buffalo. They have 3 wins this season. They beat Northern Illinois, Akron, and Miami of Ohio. I mean, they don't have a bad defense. They just are terrible against the pass. They allow a lot of sacks, which is good. I might go a little blitz heavy against Buffalo here. Their QB, Camden Chisholm, who, to be fair, hasn't done terribly in his one season of action for him. He can run a little bit. Okay. I think in that case, we're going to work on stopping their run and our passing game. Get Hurst up to snuff here. All right, let's rock and roll. We are favored by 8.5 points. Buffalo has 9 recruits visiting, including a couple that I'm in on. I guess I'm close to this guy, Emmanuel Gentry, but if you want him, Buffalo, you can have him. So far in the sim, Buffalo beat us year 1. We beat them year 2. We'll see how things continue here. We'll call tails. And it is heads. Buffalo wins the toss. They elect to receive, and as we always do, we open with the Thunder Smoke Blitz, and DeAndre Bradley gets a sack on the first play. That is a good omen. 3 and out. And Gerald Crawford muffs the punt. That's 2. He's benched. Hey, Uriel, you're our new punt and kickoff return. Oh, boy. I'm going goal line at the 3. They passed it. All right. The 2-yard line seems to be the AI's cutoff. Well, the muffed punt stings. That hurts. Thanks, Crawford, buddy. Jet sweep there did not work at all, and we punt. They convert on 3rd and 10, and they do curls when we send the blitz, and Buffalo early up by 14. We need a prayer, and Suarez goes backwards. Ooh, boy. You know, there are worse ways that could have gone. Can't think of many. There we go. 60-yard pass to Vincent Clay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, we're at the 11. We're at the 4. Sims is in the end zone. Free fire. It worked. Okay. Our defense, they're holding up okay. The slants. Oh, yeah. We're at the 3. We're at the 5. We're in. All right, we tied it up. Cool. 3rd and 3. I bet they pass. They did. It's an incompletion. I bet they pass again. They do, and Jasper Bradshaw with the interception. Thank you, sir. Too bad our offense does nothing with it. 4th and 4, 47-yarder. You know what, Carlos? Take your shot. And he makes it. Good on you, Carlos. And this is after last game. I'm like, he's not making that. All right. I am just going to run the ball out because we get it at our own 9. All right. Well, despite that half starting terribly, we have regained the lead and we have the ball. And then we have to punt. Cool. That's nice. Oh, boy. All right. I'm afraid to look at Hurst's numbers because I think they're really bad. Yeah, 9 of 16. It is his first game back from injury, to be fair. I don't know if the game takes that into account with like lowered ratings or something, but it is a thing. No, they convert on 3rd and 5. But they don't convert the 3rd and 4. All right, we have a tied game again. I'm not doing 4 verts. You know what? Maybe I should have. Is it time for Landon Heath to come back in? No, but that would be funny. Wow. Man, their pass game. Another interception. Gavin Graham with the pick. We have the ball in the red zone. I'm not doing flood switch. I'm doing curls. No dice. We settle for a field goal. Third and two. I mean, I'm just going to blitz them again. Ah, they converted. Uh-oh, they're driving. Man. All right. They get in the end zone. They're up by 4. And Isaiah Sims fumbles. The turnovers hurt. They hurt a lot, but our defense doesn't let him get any yards. Whew, this is stressful. Our offense has arrived. Never mind. Suarez went back. What Suarez is? 10 of 46. Okay. Slants works. There we go. Tie bunch, touchdown pass. They do engage 8. Fair enough. With 10 seconds left, I didn't even notice. Yo, I wasn't even looking at the clock, but we still had shoe clock on. I didn't notice the clock. Oh, man. Okay. I am an offensive genius as I burn the entirety of the clock down and we score it to death. I need to see that drive. So it started with 7 minutes, 11 seconds left. I forgot shoe clock was on. I genuinely forgot it was on. Wow. Can you imagine? You're a Kent State fan, you're at the game, you're watching it at home, and you see with 10 seconds left, instead of kicking a field goal to tie, you run out and get a touchdown. That's insane. Wow. I mean, that's the greatest finish ever, and I didn't even realize it. That's awesome. That's awesome. What was the win percentage like? Yeah, so they had Buffalo had an 86% chance. But then they got sacked, they went backwards, they punt, and we shot up at the end. That's awesome. All right, Hurst 14 26, 183 yards. He redeemed himself there with that last drive. Sims got a couple touchdowns. Suarez did okay. But I mean, yeah, our defense deserves all the flowers. I mean, we had 2 fumbles, a shaky QB play. We got 3 sacks, 2 picks. Really good day for our defense. That'll do. All right, we finished the season 8-4. Was that enough to secure the division? Did Bowling Green lose to Akron? Nope. No, they did not. They beat Akron. All right. Credit to them. 7-5. Central Michigan win the other side. Man, that's disappointing. All right. We go 8-4, 7-2 in conference, but it's not enough. Man. All right. What did I see? Gavin Graham is hurt and Mitchell Kendricks is hurt. Guys, please. 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 So I think there's enough time before the bowl game anyway. We should be okay. All right. 2 guys commit. First is Brock David, who he's a really well-rounded safety. I might honestly move him to corner. Since his man coverage is just so much better than his zone. But that might depend on how like transfers and graduate stuff shake out. And then we also get Scott Wilson, who's just, B potential, D tackle, good block shed, okay pursuit. He'll redshirt. That's okay. Looks like Carlos also commits. He goes to Marshall. That was the QB I was in on for a little bit at the beginning of the season. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, yeah. And since Bowling Green won, they got 440 points. So I think we're out on Coates unless we invest a plethora of money into him. And since it looks like we're getting McGill anyway, I'm okay with that. So we're out on Coates. We're 519 behind Benton. He doesn't really care about money. Even if I offer him above his market value, it doesn't do anything. So we're out on both of these two men. Corey Moore. I mean, I need to make up 152, and I don't think I'm going to do that. So I think I'm going to take myself out of the Corey Moore sweepstakes. I mean, I might as well give one an ace pitch and just see where that goes. Uh-oh. Did Pitt offer money? No. So why is the value of the OC? Oh, I also offered money. That's why. I'm spending too much money. This is the problem we ran into after our first year. I'm spending too much money. But I mean, if we don't get more, and if we don't get Coates, that's 1.4 million back. If we can't catch, what's that? Western Michigan. Western Michigan on Joseph. That's 300,000 back. So that part is okay. But all right. Oh, Terry and Jalen recovered. Cool. So in that case, Kyle, go back to redshirting. He appeared in 2 games, got targeted 3 times, made 1 catch for 3 yards. That'll do. And then Terry going all the way to the top. How did Tomas do in his time? No stats. Fair enough. See, why does it say Hurst wants more touches? He's at 96%. Have I found a bug? Maybe. And all 3 of my wide receivers wanting more playing time is unfortunate. I mean, I can promise it to all of them because I'm losing the 3 receivers that are above them. Like that's just where we're at. So, in all honesty, Joe Crawford just hasn't had the season I've expected him to. You know what? YOLO. I think Clay is going to stay at 2, and that's going to be my receiving room next game. We're just going to play the kids. Okay. Well, that's that. We don't win the division, which sucks, but that is what it is. We're just going to advance the weeks, see all the different conference championships. Anyone commit? No. Really? No one commits? Guys, come on. Oh yeah, everybody's gonna commit soon. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna get Coates. We're not gonna get Benson. Unlikely we're gonna get more. Hmm. I don't think we're getting Joseph either. Oh, Pitt took their foot off the gas with Casey McGill. They must have interests elsewhere. So McGill's ours. All right. So yeah, I mean that is what it is. I don't really want to like if I offer him a little more money, he's ours. But do I really want to do that? You know what? I actually kind of do. Let's offer him an additional 250,000, which is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but I think he has a chance to play a lot next year, and I kind of view him as a transfer in that regard. So I'm fine spending that money. Um, but yeah, I mean we're running low on NIL money relative to where I want to be. But that's fine. All right, let's advance. All right. Playoff bracket, bowl invites, etc. Did we get a bowl? Yes, we did. We faced Michigan State in the Military Bowl in Annapolis. Here is your playoff. Appalachian State scenes as they get the bye. Scenes. Air Force is in here, Utah's in here, South Florida, Louisville's in here. We have reached the pinnacle. This is the peak year of the upset. You get your boring Alabama, OSU, Notre Dame. Who cares? We got Appalachian State in there. God, I hope they win. If they don't, I'm going to cry. They're 13-0. And they beat number 5 USC 42-30. Good on you, Appalachian State. Good on you. And they just beat South Alabama in the Sun Belt. Let's go. Let's go. One player committed, and it's Yahir Coates going to Penn State. I think it would have been nice to have him, but we're getting enough running backs that it's okay. I hope he plays at Penn State because I think he'll develop into a pretty good running back. And so if he doesn't play, I'm just going to be annoyed. All right, so we zip ahead on Corey Moore. So he's probably going to be ours. We are ahead also on Curtis Farley, which is good. I don't think we have the juice to catch on Joseph or Benton. So it looks like we'll get everyone on this list besides these bottom two, which that is what it is. Oh, Lucas Frey went to Miami. Yep. Okay, well, we get Suarez back for the bowl game, which is huge because we need a healthy running back room. But first, the award ceremonies. We had 4 all-conference players. Isaiah Sims at running back, 191 carries, 853 yards, 19 touchdowns, pair of fumbles. Tight end, Ty Bunch, 35 receptions, 486 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then second team defense, Rowan Seals, 40 tackles, 14 for a loss, 5 sacks, 27 pressures, and a forced fumble. And then sophomore Gavin Graham, 22 tackles, 2 for a loss, 1 pressure, 2 forced fumbles, 5 interceptions. Credit to the man. I don't think anyone got on the freshman teams. No. So that's our MAC here. All right, pretty good. All things considered. Okay. Ooh. Curtis commits. We do get him. All right, so we get Curtis Farley, who he's going to be in the mix at D tackle next season just because we're losing a couple guys up top. I need his strength to get better. I need his tackling to get better, but I think he's a pretty good defensive tackle for us. So yeah, points wise, I don't really want to offer more money to get guys like Benson or Joseph. So I think we're just going to hold steady on all the rest, and hopefully they commit soon. Suarez is back to being healthy, so he goes to number 1. Look at my offensive line room. This is what I have to work with, people. Ooh, Micah Ryu is healthy again. Whoops. I missed that, and I don't know what week it was. Sorry, Micah. I missed that, buddy. Whoops. How long was he out for? Week 7 for 4 weeks. I guess he somehow played. I'm not going to ask questions. 1, 2. Okay. So he only missed like 1 or 2 games by accident. Sorry. I don't know why he's unhappy. He's played 96% of snaps. Judge? I mean, if I have to promise him playing time or whatever next season, I'll just do so. He's going to be my starting QB. So, okay, here we are. Here we sit. Michigan State, how you doing? They are 7-5. They beat number 2 Michigan this season. Lost to ranked USC, lost to ranked Wisconsin, but they won their last 2 games to be eligible for a bowl. Congrats to them. What do they do well? They're number 3 in the country in sacks. They are pretty good against the pass, less so against the run, which is good for us. They're one of the worst teams in the country running the ball. They're terrible at time of possession because of that. They're really good passers. Sounds good. Their QB, Anderson Lomax. Looks like he can kind of run. His speed ain't great, though. All right. I think we stack up okay against them. Oh, whoops, I forgot to do the practice focus. It is a pick'em game. Don't quite understand that one. I should stop the pass instead of run. It's fine. All right, this is the first time we have met, obviously. And it is a pick'em game. I don't know how often it'd be a pick'em game between an average Big Ten team and an above-average MAC. But here we are. Uh-oh. Michigan State elects to defer. They're using their plan against me. Uriel Celestine gets a nice 28-yard return. Thank you, sir. 10-yard rush to start. Posts, 29 yards. We're so back. And that is one benefit, definitely, of having Hurst back with our offense, is he can run. I was about to say, whereas Heath cannot. And Hurst throws a pick on the slant. Cool. Cool. Not a great end to that drive. Hashtag analysis. And they go down the field in like 7 plays and score a touchdown. Okay. That went poorly. All right, we're at the 4. We're still at the 4, and Sims gets us in. Okay. I think our offense is doing pretty good at moving the ball. And Caden Davis gets the sack as they try an RPO. It doesn't work. And now Uriel muffs the punt. Guys. Third and goal at the 7. Nice. We hold them to a field goal. Great job by our defense. That's Uriel's first fumble. He gets one more, and then I mention. Though if he fumbles 2 times in this game, that probably signals our loss, doesn't it? We convert the 3rd and 3. We're at the 1. Sims runs it in. That'll do. No, the safety bits backfires. They run it outside, and that's enough. Man. Come on, guys. Oh, 3rd and goal at the 6. They have to settle for another field goal. I'm really happy with how our defense is holding up. Our offense, though, leaves a bit to be desired. I'm going to go for it on 4th and 1. We get it. The clock is a factor. I'm keeping it on 2 clock, though. Yeah, because we got sacked out of field goal range. Oh, boy. Sawyer Gates with a nice sack. Thank you, sir. And they punch. Okay. Pretty good, all things considered. 3rd and 7, what do I want? Corner post? Corner post. Oh, he got sacked. It's a long field goal. And Carlos makes it. The redemption arc begins. Uh-oh. And Michigan State just drove down the field with complete reckless abandon. They get in the end zone. They pass it on 3rd and 2, and they take the lead. All right. I figured they would have ran it there. Oh, Suarez went backwards. But a 24-yard reception. That'll do. That'll do. Man, maybe I should have ran it there. Oh, a 27-yard punt return. Why can't I get punt returns that good? I ask you. How accurate has Lomax been today? 13 of 20. I'm bringing the safety down. Oh, the RPO. They really are killing us with the RPO, which is a shame. 3rd and 7. And they pass it over the top. They're now down by 10. Shoe clock comes off. This is what I was afraid of. It's fine. Read option. Didn't work. One of these days it will. But to be fair, it kind of has. 3rd and 9. I lied. Where is my tight end? And there it is. Send it. I mean, here's the problem. If we punt it here, unless we get a 3 and out immediately, we've lost. But also, 4th and 9 ain't great. I am going to punt it and hope Carlos can burn them at like 2-yard line. No dice. He punted it to the 8, and the guy returned it 13 yards. All right, we need a 3 and out. Nothing else matters. We do not get it. Yeah, they're killing us no matter what we call. That will that will do it. That will do it. Can we get a stop in the... We do get a stop. All right. Well, we need 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes. Hey, Hurst, you want to earn your spot next season? And he throws a pick. That will do it. The timing from, hey, you want to earn a starting job? Immediate interception. Fair enough. Fair enough. The AI is calling timeouts. I don't really know why they just did that, but fair enough. All right. I mean, the final score isn't going to look good. I think we did play them close, but our offense just really ran out of gas. I think our defense did okay, but I mean, you throw, 2 picks or just 1 pick? Yeah, you throw 2 picks, you fumble a punt return. They're going to get scores off of that. And we get a touchdown for pride here at the death. We lose by 13. What's annoying is, well, 2 things are annoying. 1, we turn the ball over 3 times. But our passing game is kind of good besides that. We averaged 9 yards a pass. Our run game was okay. They killed us on the ground, which doesn't usually happen. Sims did really good. Suarez, again, not great. I could genuinely make an argument that even though Suarez has more yards per carry than last season, like, he did not have that great of a year. Catching wise, I mean, listen, when your backup tight end has your most receptions and yards, that's pretty indicative of how that went. Punt returner fumbled. Yeah. No turnovers from our defense. That'll do it. Our punter averaged 27 yards a punt. So that'll do that. I think disappointing loss. I think honestly, I'm tempted to schedule Michigan State as our conference opponent next year just to get another crack at them. But yeah, that's that. Oh, and Corey Crump suffered a season-ending injury there. That might explain the low sack and run struggles, honestly. All right, well, we lose to Michigan State, so that brings us to 8-5 on the season with a bowl loss. So better than last year, but worse than year 1. We had 2 guys commit. Jonathan Powell comes to us. And as I said, the only reason I'm going after this dude is he is a 4-star running back that will help my recruiting class. And, I mean, he's not terrible in the ball skills department. His speed is a 65. That part needs some work. Especially, you're a receiving back. 65 speed, come on. But he's going to redshirt. Casey McGill, we do get, I mean, he might be our 2nd running back next year. I mean, his speed's a 72. It's fine. He's going to be my power back probably, even though he's tiny. It's fine. So we get two running back commits, which is huge. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right, how far back? Yeah. I don't think. I mean, we could probably get Joel Joseph, but I would have to invest. Let's see. So I'd probably need to offer about 400,000, and he has A plus potential, which is good. But I mean, his strength's a 56. His run block's even worse. If I offer, let's say 250, that gets me 645 points. That might honestly be enough. I'll do that and see if we can steal him. If Benson doesn't commit, I might just take the integrity hit to get him off my screen. Just cuz. All right, let's advance. See how the other Mac schools did in the bowls. Bowling Green lost to SMU. Yeah. Akron beat James. Oh, James Madison had a terrible year. They went 6-6. Central Michigan lost. Ohio lost. All right. So overall, the MAC schools went 4 in bowl games. Not great. Not great for our reputation, fellas. All right. Skylar Casey commits. We know we're getting him. He's a JUCO lineman that, let's be frank, his overall is a 66. That's not great, but his strength's okay. His run blocking's okay. His pass block needs work. I might honestly redshirt him his first JUCO year so that he gets another hit of development before he has to play. And now Joel Joseph. Oh, we got him. 250,000 was just enough to snipe Joel Joseph. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's a risk. We just spent 550,000 on a 56 overall A plus potential alignment. I mean, yeah. He's not going to see the field for probably 3 years. Well, maybe two, depending on how his redshirt development goes. But yeah, that's a decent amount of money for us. We're down to 5.35 in NIL. So I'm not going to put money in Benson. I like him, but he doesn't care about money. I would need about 600 points worth of NIL, and that would be 1.6 million. I'm not doing that. So that is what it is. Postseason matchups. Appalachian State is in the semifinal. This is the greatest. I need them to win it all. I need them to beat Bama. 3 OT win against Baylor is awesome. I need them to win. If it's Alabama and Ohio State in the final, after you had teams like Duke, Louisville, Air Force, Utah, South Florida in this, I'm going to be so bored. And it's Bama, OSU. That's so boring. I mean, they're both undefeated. They're the best two teams by a country mile, but still. Come on. Come on. Where's the fun in that? Corey Moore commits. We assume to us. He does. I mean, he's playing. He's playing next year. He might genuinely be like our second best O lineman next year, which is a terrifying state of affairs. And then Benson, it looks like, honestly, him not committing until the end of the transfer portal means we can mathematically get him. Because I'm gaining by about 74 each week. Transfer portal gets me 3. This is 1. I might honestly get him. If Boiling Green doesn't offer any more money and they keep doing their ace pitch when I do my ace pitch, we're going to get him mathematically. So this is the rare time I don't want a guy to commit. Let's see if he does. He did not. So mathematically, unless Boiling Green offers money, I get Carlos Benson. No arguments there. Bama wins the championship. Boring. 24-13. We could have had Appalachian State versus Utah. Whatever. Coach Year goes to South Carolina's guy, which makes sense. They did pretty well this year. We went 8-5 with a bowl loss. We exceeded the 80s expectations. A reminder, had we missed the expectation, we would have taken a 20-point hit. That would have been painful. One thing I do want to look at really quick is, did Toledo ever play the quarterback that we were interested in? No, they never. I'm so mad. This is something I do wish gets patched or like updated. Realistically, Toledo, the AI should be able to see that, hey, Bo Jones is struggling. He has a sub 60% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 3 picks, only threw for 2,700 yards. Let's play the younger guy with the higher potential. But instead, Sanderson just sits for a year. They paid him $3.5 million. He just sat there doing nothing. That's crazy to me. All right. Well, our fan base passion remains at a D plus. So we're getting there, up to a C, but it's going to be a bit. All right, we get +5 integrity, which is good. I mean, listen, we had the third worst offensive talent in the country, and we went 8-5 with a bowl game appearance. That's crazy. I think getting a new defensive coordinator, definitely the right call. Hindsight being 2020. We still struggled against the pass in terms of they have a lot of yards, but pass yards per game, 34th in the country. I think we did pretty good. All right, that'll do. Coaching updates. Ooh, we get 2 points. I'm going to just put both of them in offense. No skill badge changes. We get one at level 19, I see. All right. Oscar Stahl gets 2. I'm putting 1 into training, 1 into recruiting, and a new badge. Okay. I'm going to go with the Great Wall. All offensive linemen get +2 pass block. I'm doing that over run blocking because sacking was an issue, and I need to mitigate that. Defensive coordinator Jeremiah didn't show. Oh, he's retiring. Come on, man. I finally find a good defensive coordinator and he retires. Oh, boy. Though I think when I hired him, I even made the comment that he's 67 years old. So, look at that. Defensive talent was ranked 119th, but defense ranked 46 by production. Offensively, offensive talent was ranked number 34, but offense was 34 by production. Look at my coordinators. All right, well, Jeremiah Freeman is retiring. So we're going to need a new defensive coordinator if we decide to stay. Okay. Now, my contract has expired. So I can renegotiate it if I want to. The offers on the table are here below. Is there another team interested in me? It looks like the answer is no. So I think I renegotiate first, right? Honestly, I'm going to take the team lock. It's less money, but I really don't want to get fired. So I'll take the team lock, I guess. And Oscar Stahl's thing on his contract. Freeman retires. Yeah. So no one hires me. I could have gone on the open market, but I think I'd rather stay on my current contract and just give it one more year. Oscar Stahl, no. So my rule is if my coordinators are in the line for a head coaching position, I will let them go. I would like to make a counteroffer, sir, um, to keep him because I really like him. And I need a new defensive coordinator, which, how dare they? Hmm. Well, this is a grim list, isn't it? Do I rehire Hayden Madra? Can you imagine? Nah. Um, I mean, this guy just presided over one of the worst defenses in the country, so that's going to be a no. Does no one run a 4-3 anymore? Is this just how I'm finding that out? Frank Keller has never been on a team before. You know what? That could be fun. That could be fun. And he's an Ohio guy. Let's see what he's got. Let's bring him in. All right, we're staying with our aggressive man over conservative man. Obviously, he comes with 2 skill badges, 7% increase to corner development in the offseason. Sweet. And defensive gains +1 to all defense attributes in the first quarter. Okay, fair enough. All right. So, any other coaching changes in the MAC? Buffalo has a new head coach. They bring in Georgia's defensive coordinator. Northern Illinois is a new head coach. They bring in Utah's offensive coordinator. And Eastern Michigan is a new head coach. They bring in West Michigan's offensive coordinator. Retirees, Jeremiah Freeman retires. He went to 3 schools in 3 years, so there's a lot of travel on the elderly man. But I mean, he did great with us. He did well with UTSA. I think he was a really good defensive coordinator. So losing him hurts, but alas. All right, we move on from coaches to now looking at players graduating. We begin with a pair of corners, Avery Brookins, who was a very good corner for us, solid in coverage with the exception of 2025. Never really got that many interceptions, no counting stats. He did also was good for an injury once every year, but nonetheless, I think he played pretty well. Good pass defenses, solid corner, no notes. Malachi Patton, worse in coverage. He was also targeted a lot more. Got a handful of tackles for a loss. A couple forced fumbles in 2025, which was awesome. No interceptions, though. Solid corner. Third corner leaving is Brody Cheney, who I kind of bounced around the depth chart a little bit, so he didn't play all that much. He was so in coverage, forced fumble, a couple sacks, only played 32% of snaps this past season. Had a really good game against Ohio and Northern Illinois, though. Wide receiver Gerald Crawford leaves. Was kind of a depth wide receiver the first couple years. I moved him up in the depth chart. You wouldn't really notice based on his stats. He was our kick returner for the past 2 years until I benched him because of fumbles. I mean, his production was okay. He unfortunately, if I look at his attributes really quick, he didn't have a great development hit going into his senior year, and I think that kind of stopped him from being really, really good. But got a handful of touchdowns every year, decent production. but not one that I think will be difficult replaced. Other two wide receivers graduating: Vincent Clay, who I redshirted, or well, I guess he was a redshirt sophomore. I essentially redshirted him first year again. Depth guy last year, really good this past season, 826 yards, only one touchdown. But that is what it is. His catch percentage was okay, but I mean, he was our number one wide receiver, played like it. Um, didn't have a great, couple years here, or a couple of weeks here, got injured, bounced back okay, had a couple 100-yard games. Can't say that about many wide receivers I've had. Kendall John also leaves. He was a transfer from South Florida that I brought in. Um, Pretty good, I would say. His catch percentage was low. That also annoyed me, especially this year, hence why I dropped him in the depth chart a bit. But, 800 total yards, handful of touchdowns. I thought he did really well. Um, just, again, a shame that his senior year development, I mean, his stats did not really move. His speed went up by 3. His evasion and catching went up by 1. Like, I would have liked to see better development into his senior year, especially for someone with A plus potential. Rowan Seals, I will miss him the most, without question. Double-digit tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 27 pressures, forced fumble. Really, really good defensive lineman that I think I will genuinely struggle to replace, especially with the other D linemen coming up. Clark Bacon also, he had a little bit lesser levels of production. He didn't really play in 2024, but did really well the past 2 seasons. Handful of sacks, double-digit tackles for loss, got a forced fumble. Solid. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Muhammad Suarez. So he was a transfer from Akron. Um, and I think what kind of hurt him is he was never really our goal line guy, um, because he was a receiving back that had issues with fumbling. This year, though, no fumbles, only a couple touchdowns, didn't quite get 1,000 yards, got really, really close. I never used him in the air as much as I think I should have, but here in 2025, that's with him as the number one target in the game plan. So I don't think that's my fault. Um, but just I was happy with his production. I think he had a couple bad games this year that were a little uncharacteristic. Like against Ohio, Bowling Green, he struggled. Buffalo, Michigan State wasn't great down the stretch, but he had a couple 100-yard games, handful of touchdowns. So I will miss his production, but he's not one of the best, running backs I've had. Defensive line, Caden Davis. He was a transfer from Michigan. We only got him for a year, and he crushed it. 14 tackles, 13 tackles for a loss, 5 sacks, 22 pressures. Insanity. So, really good defensive lineman. Love him. And then we lose a bunch of O linemen. Mitchell Hendricks was here for 3 years, played really well, allowed a handful of sacks, but got a lot of pancakes. Overall, solid offensive lineman. Micah Ryu, who famously I said in 2024, if he ever has to play, we're in trouble. Then he played in 2025. 11 pancakes, only 1 sack allowed. This year, though, 6 pancakes, 6 sacks allowed. He had an injury, missed some games. And I mean, yeah, for the second half of the season, he had no pancakes and 3 sacks allowed. Just that injury killed him, which is unfortunate. Jesse Brunson, backup guy first 2 years, then played 80% of snaps this year. 18 pancakes, 1 sack. He got really good development his senior year. Look at this. Overall went up by 8. Strength went up by 12. Run block only up by 2, but pass block up by 11. He crushed it. All right, DeAndre Bradley, who played a decent amount as a younger guy, Had a bad season in 2025, but this year, 40 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 6 pressures, decent in coverage. I'll miss him at the top of my linebacking room. Brandon Dillon, wide receiver, didn't really play. Unfortunate as it was. Marlon Smith was a depth safety that, wasn't great. He allowed 75% of catches. Less than ideal. But he also got a handful of interceptions, some tackles for a loss, but not a player will struggle to replace. Ty Bunch made the MAC tight end of the year and first team MAC tight end this season, put up 524 yards and 5 touchdowns. Really happy for him from a guy who was our 5th tight end in year 1 to getting some awards and some prestige. Really solid tight end who we will definitely miss. I missed Alexis Barton. Alexis Barton, depth linebacker, never really played. I moved him down like 3 spots on the depth chart this year, which felt mean. But his best season was 2025, where he got a handful of sacks. Keep scrolling. Jalen Barber, we will also have to replace. He was our backup tight end for 2 years. Got about 632 yards, touchdown. No real complaints. Had a concussion. Less than ideal, that one. But just solid backup tight end. No more, no less. And then Caden Merrill also leaves us. At one point, I genuinely thought he was going to produce, but I mean, his overall went up by 1 in each of 4 development hits. And none of his stats really got up that high. He just never hit on his development, which, that's your reason for not playing right there. And then Rafael Pace, who played a little bit this season, got 27 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, couple pressures. He's one of the D-line contingent that's leaving. And then finally, Tomas Frazier, who played in 5 total games and got 1 tackle for us. So we're losing a lot of defensive starters. I'm losing 3 defensive line starters, a pair of corners, some linebacking depth. That's going to hurt. Our offense, I'm losing some top receivers, but I got good receivers behind them, so not too worried about that. Okay. Now we look at players transferring. This could be catastrophic. If Hurst has that he wants to transfer, then I have found a bug. We'll see. Everyone cross your fingers that Hurst wants to stay. If he doesn't, we might legitimately be in trouble. All right, well, I found a bug because, yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I must have found a bug then because I think what happened is he's played in 97% of possible snaps because he got injured and missed half the games. So I assume on the back end, it's counting the snap percentage total of total minutes on the season. So this number that it's showing is irrelevant. Unless he wanted 100% of snaps, and I find it very hard to believe that a player would be coded to want 100% of snaps. So that is what it is. Anyway, what does he want to stay? 240 snaps. Done. I mean, he'll get that. As long as he doesn't get injured again, he'll get 240% of snaps. Because he got 157, Keith got 187. So they'll both get that pretty well. Okay. Now I need to kind of make a decision because I don't think I want to keep 6 quarterbacks. One for just development and succession purpose, but two, that means I take like one less like defensive player, offensive lineman. So I think one of Heath or Vogel will get cut, and I'm leaning toward Heath, which is kind of how did he develop? +4 arm strength, +5 accuracy. I think I'm in the camp of cutting Heath, letting him hopefully play elsewhere, and then Seth Vogel is going to be our backup next year. My issue with Vogel, though, obviously, is his potential went down, but his arm strength went up by decent much, but his IQ didn't move. That's what kind of worries me. I think at the moment I'm cutting Heath, but I might double back to that. All right, running backs. So I have a lot. I have eight. Um, I think Braden Strong is an easy cut. He, redshirted and then appeared in 2 games this year and went backwards. I think that's an easy cut. Um, Depending on how the transfer market looks, I'll probably need a running back because, Tanner Fleming, he was our third running back this year, and he wasn't terrible, but I might want to upgrade that spot, especially since Casey McGill probably won't be that much better than Sims was this year. He'll definitely be worse. Yeah, and then I think I'll keep Braden Flowers. Or does it make more sense to cut Flowers and keep Strong? Hmm. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep Strong, cut Flowers. Even though I accept Braden Strong's probably not going to play, he's also a redshirt freshman, whereas both Sims and Fleming are graduating next year. Spencer Bryan is only going to give me 2 years. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Wide receiver. Okay. So Isaiah Garon wants to stay, which is good. Both Uriel and Singh want to leave. Uriel wants 50% of snaps, as does Singh. So they would essentially have to be this would have to be my top 3 corner room or wide receiver room. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. Because I have too many other needs to add a wide receiver to this room. So I think honestly, my wide receiver room might just be this. Like it just might be these 7 guys, and I only play 5. Actually, yeah, Strickland red shirts. I play these 6. 5 of them play. I don't hate that idea. Tight end. I can't cut anyone. Look at my tight end. Can't do it. So Skylar Kyle, who I redshirted this year, is going to be probably our #1 tight end. I would like to bring in a blocking tight end in the transfer portal. Offensive line. Again, can't really cut anyone. Um, a lot of guys redshirted, which is good. Right now, Corey Moore, the JUCO guy I just got, is our #1 O lineman. That's where I'm at. I might honestly cut Travis Shannon. Now that I look at this. How did he develop? Not great. Nah. All right, I'll cut Fleming or Shannon then. So that frees up an O line spot. I don't think there's really anyone else I want to cut. Maybe Samuel Moss. Yeah, I'll cut those 2. Because I'm gonna need multiple tight ends. Kicker, I'm kicking both. I'm keeping both kickers. Carlos Kearns is up to 10 extra point misses on his career, which is very painful. He did a much better job kicking this year, though, kicking field goals. That's a plus. But if he keeps missing extra points, we'll get very mad. Defensive lineman. I think Jerry Lyons goes. Although, if I remember correctly, he had a decent development hit. Yeah, I mean, his tackling went up by 4, his block shed went up by 8. I think that might be worth it to just see one more year of. I'm going to need multiple D linemen. I think Corey Crump played great. Sawyer Gates played great. No one else below them got snaps. Linebacker. I really love my linebacker group. I got some decently young guys in there like Braden Coley and Tanaka. They'll play well. I don't really want to cut anyone, and honestly, I don't think I'm going to add any linebackers either because all these guys have good enough potential where if all of their overalls go up by 3 or 4, then I'm in business. Yeah, I think linebacker we're good. Corner, we are in deep trouble. Um, that's why I think I am going to move Brock David to corner to fill that spot. But corner, we're in big trouble. Landon Goodwin wants to transfer, wants 40% of snaps. It's a big jump from what I gave him before, but he's our best tackling guy. He's really good in man coverage. I think, honestly, I'm going to promise him that. And next year might be the year where we go really young at corner and play guys like Hugo Haywood and Harley Sizemore, who just redshirted AR. Safety. Safety is kind of I'm going to have an issue where I think I have too many guys that need to play. So Caden Ware I redshirted him his JUCO year. I think I'm going to cut Edgar Guyton because that gives me Graham 1, Vaughn 2, one of Brendan Graham, Caden Ware 3, the other guy's 4. Yeah, I don't think Guyton really has a spot then, which is a shame. That's a JUCO guy that I'm cutting. But I think I have to. Yeah, I mean, Ware just has much better potential. Should I move? What's Preston Vaughn's? Not great in coverage. All right, never mind. So those are my cuts. I'm cutting 1 QB, a running back, 2 linemen, and a safety. I'm down to 74 scholarship players with 1 linebacker potentially on the way for depth, and he's going to redshirt. I think needs-wise, I would like another running back. I would like another tight end. I need all the offensive linemen I can get. I need a couple defensive linemen, potentially a corner. That's it. Is what I would say. Which I think is okay. I think the big problem I'm going to run into is if, let's say, Hurst gets injured again, I am now cutting the only other QB in my QB room with experience. But yeah, I kind of need the roster spot also. Well, now I'm debating cutting Vogel, in all honesty. But I think my argument for getting rid of Heath is I am more confident in Vogel getting good development compared to, I mean, his potential did go. Man, now I'm talking myself out of it. I mean, I would say he's played 2, not counting his 3 of 4 against Western Michigan and his own 1 pick against Miami. I would say he's played 2 good games last year. That was the loss against Bowling Green and the win against Northern Illinois. and he had bad games against Ohio and then Akron. Hmm. What if I just cut them both? Nah, I'm not going to cut them both. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut Heath and keep Vogel. And then I I don't think Landon Heath is going to get a starting job elsewhere, but I would rather go 1 year younger, keep Vogel. That way, when Hurst graduates after next year, I can potentially have 2 years of Vogel starting versus 1 year of Heath. I think that's the big deciding factor. Okay, so I have decided to keep all four potential transfers, both um, both Uriel and Leland should both play 50% of snaps because they'll be my 1 and 2 wide receivers. Landon Gooden should get 40%. I can't see my depth chart, can I? No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's just too good. He's going to play. And then Hurst, 240 passes. As long as Hurst stays healthy, he's hitting this number because he was on track to hit 300 last. All right, those are my cuts. I think really the only one that could come back to haunt me is Heath if, let's say, Hurst gets injured again and Vogel doesn't develop well. But then I'm just in a similar boat as I was this year with a not great ratings QB. So that kind of is what it is. All right. It is also not lost on me that my highest overall player right now is a kicker. That is not lost on me. Though I imagine Hurst will overtake him in the next development. All right, but there we go. So we have 11 scholarship spots. In reality, we have 10 because we hope to get the linebacker that us and Boiling Green are competing against. And getting him would be great, by the by. All right, this advanced week usually takes a while because every team has to do it. No players from Kent State were selected. What a shame. Transfer portal. All right, one question we need to figure out. Okay, this is something I genuinely want to see fixed in the AI. Like, Sanderson has now been paid over $5.2 million and he has yet to take a snap of football. And he's going to get paid again. That's what's insane about this. That is actually crazy. A JUCO guy is leaving LSU. That's kind of funny. Why, hello, Drone Gibbons. Nah, I'm not doing that. Earlier, I mean, there's a handful of juniors that look good in the running back room. A couple really good redshirt freshmen. I think getting a running back should be pretty easy because their playing time will probably be an A or an A plus. Wide receiver, oh, it's a good wide receiver group too. It's fine. Tight end, yeah. All right, cool. We should be able to get a good tight end from that. Offensive linemen are looking good. I don't know why I click kicker. You don't need a kicker. Defensive line. Defensive line looks okay. Not great. Oh, it falls off quick. Oh boy, you only have 13 players with 75 overall or higher. That oh yeah. Okay. Linebacker we don't really need. Yeah, it's a lot of redshirt juniors that would just block our guys' playing time. Corner, similar idea. Oh, he's a JUCO. Okay. Corner, similar. I wouldn't hate bringing in a corner, but it would have to be like a freshman or a redshirt freshman, I think. Safety, we don't really need either. All right. Looks fine. Hall of Fame inductees for all these players, including the QB from Appalachian State who just won the Heisman at Appalachian State. What a story. Almost 5,000 yards, 30 touchdowns. Wow. Yeah, I mean, he essentially averaged almost 3 touchdowns a game. That's crazy. Good for him. Ring of Honor inductees. I don't think we inducted anyone. Nah. All right. Let us advance to the transfer portal. And for those of you that have seen my videos before, I will do this first. Well, first, before I do anything. Oh, my problem with the mathematics. Yeah, that's the flaw in my previous mathematics, is that I operated under the assumption that I'd be doing an ace pitch on this guy. But if I did that, that means a transfer that I want doesn't get the ace pitch. Never mind, we might not get Benton. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to do this first transfer stage off stream, just so I can get everything organized and then advance a week, because you don't really know where you are in a race until you advance the week. So I am going to go through that, get everything organized. I think the good news is we have 11 scholarship spots and really only 5 positions of need: running back, tight end, O-line, D-line, and corner. So we have a chance to kind of go a little extra in some of those positions, sort of ride off into the sunset with like 3 offensive linemen, 3 defensive linemen, and then we're set for the whole season. It probably won't go that way. Anywho. All right. Thank you all for watching. I think a really good end to the season, all things considered. We won 4 games straight to finish. Lost our bowl game, but that is what it is. I think I'm running into kind of a similar thing at Purdue, where I'm pretty much doing the same thing each season, making a bowl game. So I might begin looking for a different school after this season. But we'll see how that shakes out. So thank you all for watching, whether live on Twitch. I saw we had a handful of viewers in here, or on the VOD, which we found both on Twitch and YouTube. My next stream will be sometime later this week. I'll try to get 3 streams in this week, though that might be a bit ambitious. We'll see. But thank you all for watching. I think it was a successful second year, and we will see how it goes. The fact still that had I not won MAC Coach of the Year, my legacy score right now would be a 3. That is funny to me. All right. But thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time.